Hi, my name is Gary Stevenot. I'm here to give a testimony about my life and what Christ has done in my life. I first want to say off, I'm with the Solid Rock Biker Church and the associate pastor there. My life, well, I'm married. We've got 5 kids together, both Gail and I. My life before Christ was pretty much unmanageable. I was an alcoholic. I grew up. We didn't really grow up in the church, although my uncle is a priest. But we grew up in the Catholic world. And I used to go to church just to get away from home and my family and stuff. So I would go to church early in the morning, and then right after that, as I was growing up, I would go out and drink right after that. But then I realized that I couldn't do it anymore, and I was pretty much balled up on my knees and knew that I needed something more than depending on itself. So it was January 6, 2006, and I decided I was going to change my life, and I was going to give it all to God. And I was clean and sober for 7 years, and then I relapsed. And then once again, I knew that it was just me doing this. So I ended up in a recovery home. I did 44 days in one home, and then I went with my brother, who's the manager for a recovery home. I did his, but I just kind of, it was too much for me. I was able to get away with a lot of stuff. So I decided I needed something different again. And my wife went to a place called God Rock, and she told some friends of ours who are with the Hope for Freedom Society that I needed help. Well, they came knocking on my door that night and said, you're coming with us. So as of that night, I went in and I did the Hope for Freedom Society. It's a Christian-based recovery group, and I was able to get clean, get right with God, and I noticed that there was something that while I was in my addiction, I separated myself from God, from my family, and from myself. So then during this recovery time, I was able to get with a bunch of Christians and get my life back on track and started getting back into church. I was going to school at Pacific Life Bible College. As I was going there, I was still fighting temptations and stuff like that, and I wasn't fully trusting on God. And then I finally realized that that was enough. I couldn't do it anymore, and I asked God to just take the wheel, and from there on, we started going to the Solid Rock Biker Church, and as we were going there, they saw something in me that would be able to be purposeful for the community, for the church, and they asked me if I was interested, would I be able to come on board as of January as associate pastor. And I noticed as I started stepping back and God started stepping in, doors were opening. And I've got a friend that he told me that if God is opening doors for you, then you're to go in them, because God's not going to open any doors for you that you shouldn't go into. I'm excited about what God is doing in my life. One of my favorite verses was given to me by a former gang member, and we used to do prison ministry, and he wouldn't talk to me, but he told me, he said, Gary, one day, he said, Galatians 2:20, it says, where it is no longer I who lives, but it's Christ who lives in me. And I realize that today it's that only by the power of the Holy Spirit, only by the power of God am I able to get by in this world today. Am I able to share my testimony with those out there that who don't know Christ? There are so many people that are lost, so many people that are hurting, and I was once that person. My very first time I ever went up and preached, the thing that I told everybody is, like, I'm no different than anyone in here. And it really meant a lot to me and a lot to them, because now they don't just see me up there preaching, but they see me as a human, as the same, as an equal. And even Paul said, he says, for I am the least of these. And that's my testimony. I am the least of these also. And I've been able to not necessarily totally overcome everything I've been through, but by Christ, I'm able to work through them. And it's really cool to have the Solid Rock Biker Church supporting me and seeing what God has done in me and being able to use that for our congregation. And for those of you who are out there right now, just knowing that you could share your testimony too, and know that your testimony is one of the greatest gifts that you've ever been given. Thank you.